It's good to okay. It's good to see you all in this format that we are all far too familiar with and hope to get away from in the very near future. As I said, I'm Bradley Williams, and I'm currently finished my third year as chair of the voice department at New England Conservatory in Boston, and finished my ninth year there on the faculty. Before I was at New England Conservatory, I taught for 6 years while still performing at the University of Oklahoma. And prior to that, I was on the road for 20 years singing opera and concert at the international level, and primarily the bel canto, the high tenor stuff, the Rossini and Bellini stuff, and a good bit of Mozart, which actually felt like a vacation when I would get to do Mozart. But so I had a great run and got a lot of experience. And so what we're going to do today is what I do all day, every day, and that's I listen to people and I tell them the truth, what I hear. I'm going to tell you what I hear. It's going to be unvarnished, and you can take it to your teacher. You can accept some of the things. We may try some things, and this is all just to kind of give you feedback from my perspective as a performer and a teacher. So I'll try not to use any controversial language, but I'm not afraid to use all the words that can be used in pedagogy. But I usually keep my voice teaching language fairly simple. So let's begin, shall we? Would one of you really like to go first? Okay, Sarah, hand went up. Great. So Sarah Mitnick.
Right.
Sarah, when you come on off of mute, would you tell us, what level you are, if you're in high school, college, emerging professional, and then tell us what you're going to sing, and let us tell us what the piece is about.
Hello, my name is Sarah Mitnick. I am a mezzo soprano, and I'm actually going to be entering my first year of grad school at the New England Conservatory this fall
Oh, okay. So I should know that.
with
Okay.
Marianne McCormick. So,
Oh, fantastic. Well,
yeah,
welcome to NEC. This is going to be
thank
a
you.
treat.
Thank you, I'm excited.
Oh, great.
I will be singing Iris Hence Away today from
Oh,
G.F. Handel's Semele. And this piece is about Juno, the character that I am portraying in this piece, is very angry that she has found out that her husband has brought Semele to a secret cave to have an affair, and she is plotting to get her revenge by um, talking to the god of sleep, Somnus, and she's going to enchant the dragons that are guarding the cave in order to get to Semele to try and infiltrate her plan for her revenge.
very nice. Very nice. And you're going to do that in ABA form.
Yes.
Okay, we look forward to it.
Alrighty. My speaker is also a lantern, which is fun.
Great.
Alrighty. Hence, hence, Iris, hence away. Iris, hence away, 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 far from the realms of day, far from the realms of day, far from the realms, far from the realms of day. O'er Scythian hills to the me-ocean lake, o'er Scythian hills to the me-ocean lake, a speedy flight we'll take. Hence, Iris, hence away, Iris, hence away, 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 a speedy flight we'll take, a speedy flight we'll take, a speedy flight we'll take, a speedy flight, a speedy flight we'll take. His Somnus I'll compel, his downy bed to leave in silent cell. With noise and light, with noise and light, I will his peace molest, nor shall he sink again to pleasing rest, till to my vowed revenge he grants supplies and seals with sleep the wakeful dragon's eyes. Hence, hence, Iris, hence away. Iris, hence away, 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 far from the realms of day, far from the realms of day, far from the realms, far from the realms of day. O'er Scythian hills to the me-ocean lake, o'er Scythian hills to the me-ocean lake, a speedy flight will take. Hence, Iris, hence away, Iris, hence away, 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 a speedy flight will take, a speedy flight will take, a speedy flight will take, a speedy flight, a speedy flight will take.
Well done. Very well done, Sarah. Great to hear you. This handle is so incredibly challenging. And you move through that's a fast tempo as it's supposed to be, and you move through the articulations really well. So bravo for that. I'm so excited that you're going to be at NEC, and one of the first projects that you'll have is a Handel project. All of the G1s will get a Handel aria assigned to them, and you'll get to coach on ornamentation with Lisa Safer, and then it gets staged, and it's kind of an acting exercise more than anything else. And so the ABA is a hard form to just keep present, right, and not drop. And so you'll think about that, because some of that can apply even to this performance, because Handel, you're saying the same text over and over and over, right? And then you're doing flourishes. So those flourishes later become slower things in other composers that it's just more emphasis, right? But right now, in terms of instrumental kind of singing, you're doing very well. In general, the diction was very good. I could understand all the words. We talk about, before the pandemic, we would talk about, diction for a big hall. And so what that means is a little bit more energy at the beginning and ending consonants. Yeah, just a little bit more crispness. And so actually being on Zoom, we have to up that, just like we're on a big stage, right? Because that's the thing that gets a little bit lost online, is just a little bit of that crispness that gives this aria, which needs a lot of punch, it gives it a little extra kick, right? That's just kind of an energy thing as well, right? I like the ornaments. It goes by so quickly, it's almost hard to hear them, but they are in a good pattern that complements the original turn, so I like that very much. In general, I think what you're going to work on with Marianne, and I would like to just kind of see if we can add a little bit of this, but when the last thing you sang, I don't remember what the text is, where you da 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 da, what is the text up there?
A speedy flight will take.
Yeah, a speedy flight will take. Right there, that last note. So that's F natural, right? Can you just sing that for me and just stay up on that note longer? Give it a good half note. Give it kind of 3 beats in your body.
Alrighty. A speedy flight will take.
Good. Now sing that F for me again, and literally in your body, think that you're singing take 4 times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Speedy flight one more time.
A speedy flight will take.
Okay, good. Now, I didn't really hear, but what I heard was a continuity of vibrancy right? Oftentimes when we go up to a sustained higher note, we kind of check it out. And that means that our lip trill kind of airflow can get interrupted. The opposite can happen too, is that we burst air into the top note, which you're not doing, which is great, because the only air we want to hear is the tone. The tone is the air. Yeah. That was good. So the reason I've asked you to sing this sustained note is when you went up there and you got to the F and you're on that nice eval, you have a little bit more laryngeal tilt, you have a more pharyngeal stretch in general. I want to see if you can bring that stretch energy into the whole piece, even the coloratura. So that means you're just going to have more of a yawn stretch, more of an NG, inside to get you set up. Because what I hear is a great sound that is a little bit open. It's a little loose in the middle. And if the tone is open at all, rather than focused more closed, narrow, then our upper middle range, we can have intonation issues. If it's open, it's either going to push sharp or it will sag flat. And it's for every voice type. So there's just a little bit of that, and also a loss of kind of finding what is that amount of stretch that we need pharyngally. If we don't have that, it affects even the ability to have those coloratura intervals being spot on accurate. So some of them were just a little bit pitchy. And so I would recommend going back to some of the coloratura passages and just slow them down, like a pianist has to do, yeah, and then speed them up. Can you start? We can even sing Acapulco if you want to, or you can start the tape, because we'll probably stop and start. So hands, is that the right pitch? You start on the low F, yeah? And so think of all of these vowels being longer.
Okay.
Hands, and then give me a s, hands, yeah? Linger on the vowels. Give it a try.
Hands, Iris, hands away.
Yeah. Now sing Iris, hands away. Think of those goals. Iris, hands away.
Iris, hands away.
Good. Now can you think of hands away, wherever it was, a G. Iris, hands away. Can you think almost like you're a little bit more hoity-toity with your English? Yes? High British English, the Queen's English. Narrow the eval.
Iris, hands away.
Right, that's way. Can you think of mixing it, a little bit of an behind it, or something that slims that ed, rather than American, right? The vowels, all of the vowels in the foreign languages, well, this is English, but sung vowels, they're all in a higher position. They have a lot of more depth than when we speak, but they have height too, like is and as. And think of your voice, the middle voice for the female is that we keep the voice rather slim. We still sing an ed, not a closed French A, but you want to think that everything is a little closer to the E. Yeah? Iris, hands away.
Iris, hands away.
Yeah? Actually, try singing away, almost a closed E for me, and let's see what that does.
Iris, hands away.
Now just sing away, and just move the tongue gently.
Away.
There you go. Okay, now that sounds like away to us. It's just not wide, right? So what I'm coming at with you when I say that the voice is a little open, that means it's wider, right? We want the voice to be in the center of your tongue and your hard palate, and you want the space to stretch. So we stretch back in a way we're trying to get a balanced chiaroscuro, right? The bright dark, right? So you stretch in a dark way, and it makes that vowel more narrow, like coming to a point of a cone out in front of you, and it makes it brighter, but it colors it, right? So what you're going to develop is a little bit of a increase in the way you stretch. So sing the first phrases for me again. Hands, 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 and think that you are mixing everything through in the back, not here. Yeah?
Okay. Hands, hands, Iris hence away.
Yeah, and close that A out. Iris hence away.
Yes.
Yeah, try that again. Hence.
Hence, Iris hence away.
Good. Iris hence away. Next phrase.
Iris hence away, 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 far from the realms of day, far from the realms of day.
Good. Now let's do the first coloratura thing. Far from the right, and so we'll do it about that tempo for you to think in terms of your coloratura articulation tools, right? So the number one is laryngeal and the tongue moving. Like each note is a different vowel. Yeah, you're just alternating vowels. Like and then diaphragmatic action, you know, depending on the speed. It might be every note or it might be the first note of a group. And then the last one that you want to use the least amount of is aspirate, right? And you're using some of it, but you want to think that the aspirate is almost silent, right? And so then we're singing all of that on a more legato line. Da 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 da. So there, it's all like it's one long note. Yeah? Can you try that for me?
Far from the realms.
Good, good. Now do that for me again. Now, what dynamic did you just sing?
I kind of did it pretty loud. I would
Did
say
you?
like a mezzo forte the entire time.
Okay, let's try for a forte where you feel grounded, where you're not belting, but you have a little bit more thyroid engagement, like it's got chest, a little more chest in it. That comes, just stretch a little bit more, yeah? Far from the
realms.
Stretch. Yeah, that was it, right? See, I got more depth in your sound. And so I think that's, you know, the next thing in your journey is that you're going to build that depth and, you know, not be afraid of a big sound, right? And Marianne's she'll do great work with you. I mean, because have you heard her?
Yes. Oh.
Have you heard her live? It's a big sound.
Oh, I wish. I'm excited to though.
Yeah, she's gonna help you make a big sound. And my studio is right next door, so I'm gonna get to hear it too.
Yay.
So we're at time. It's great to see you, and I look forward to welcoming you at orientation in person.
Thank you so much.
Yes, good work. Who would like to go next?
Yay.
Tim Kelly. That was quick.
Go ahead and unmute yourself, Tim, and you can begin.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, very well.
Oh, okay, great. My name is Timothy Kelly, or Tim Kelly. I am a rising senior at voice major at Southern Wesleyan University, and I'm looking for graduate school opportunities.
Okay. All right. And you're singing Zarastro, yeah?
Yes, I will sing Oasis und Osiris from the opera Die Zauberflöte by Mozart. And I'll be singing the character of Sarastro, who is the high priest of the temple. And during this song, this aria, he is blessing Chimino and Pamina, who are beginning their trials into the order.
Great. All right.
Sorry about that, I have to start it. Oasis und Osiris, Kette der Weisheit Geist, dem neuen Paar, dir der Wande schlägt. als sie der Prüfung Früchte sehen. Doch sollten sie zu Grabe gehen, so lockt der Tugend kühnen Lauf, nimmt sie in Horror von Sitz auf, nimmt sie in Ohren von Sitz auf.
Okay, well done. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Got some low notes. If I have to demonstrate, it's going to be an octave higher. I'm just telling you right now. Very good. A lot of good stuff. And there is certainly a need for low voices out there these days. So you're going to be busy wherever you go. Just a few word corrections. Some of the diction just needs a little bit of a little more clarity. But in general, it's good. You know, it's a great voice. I think that in general, you're kind of sitting on the sound. You know, so as you're descending, for example, a lot of descending phrases, you're kind of pressing down on the voice. And so we want to create a bubble of that support under you so that the voice lifts up, has a little bit more buoyant quality rather than the vibrato being on the larynx or kind of driving the sound. You don't have to. You make plenty of sound, right? So it's just a kind of a different sensation of not pressing here, releasing, stretching here, and relying on the stretch of the soft palate, a little bit lift of that and stretch of the pharyngeal wall in the back will help you balance that out.
Okay.
You know, you'll also want to investigate like just the general action of the support muscles. You know, for example, we can take just a moment, but if you would take one of your hands and put it right at your solar plexus, right where the ribs separate, and then take your other hand and put it below your navel, really low, and just kind of do a lip trill for me and go, and you just go and feel what's happening in the solar plexus versus what's happening below the navel. Okay, that sounded pretty buoyant. So what did you feel at the solar plexus?
I felt everything moving inward. It felt like it was moving up and inward.
Okay, where? The solar plexus or below the navel?
Below the navel.
Okay, exactly, bingo. So that's the key, is that the muscles have to oppose one another. This is how Pavarotti's teacher described how he taught support. Yeah, the upper hand is the upper abs, and it's those lean kind of down, and the center of the body, the pelvic floor, those muscles contract and resist it going all the way. So if they all go down in conjunction, then we're going to top out, or we're gonna get that fever in our face because the air is not flowing in a healthy way. When you lip trilled, the air was nice and gentle and focused, right? So we want the air to be a constant, just like a lip trill. Yeah. So now let's switch over to the text itself. I'm looking on the second page. I happen to have the book with me today.
Oh, wonderful.
Which was great. So we want to make sure that we get all the way to the U sounds versus U. So you have lasst sie der Prüfung, and then Früchte, right? And then you gave a little bit of an umlaut on so lohnt der Tugend. You have to make sure that doesn't slip with a little bit of Ugend, right? Tugend.
Right.
Look, and then the very next word after that is kühnen, right? So the vowels just need to go a little farther to be totally complete, right?
Right.
Going forward from them, you sing, nehmt sie in euren, only flip that R. We don't roll it. You gave a wonderful Italian double rolled R. It was beautiful, very clear. Yeah. Then it's. Uh, I think you said von Sitz. I think. I
I
can.
did. I
Okay.
caught
Let's.
myself, yes.
Okay. Von Sitz auf. Ja. Gut. Von Sitz. Let's go back and look at. Let's go back and look at a little bit of this. That this aria, every staging, it's fairly park and bark, right? And
Right.
so you do it with your eyes, but I mean, it's it's like a preacher, reading the message of the day, right? In a way. So I'm gonna lower myself to the piano. I just want to hear you sing. I want you to think of this as really bel canto. So. Oh, hear the vibrato before you move. And one other thing I failed to mention too is that the very first sound you made, I heard air before everything came together. So you want to breathe in, flex, stretch, and then you just speak the sound and it vibrates rather than whoa. You already have to have the shape in place before you make the sound. That's the whole setup. You breathe, pharyngally stretch, soft palate goes up, larynx tilts depending on where you are. All these things have to be there. So it's like the yawn is in place for, like I go, oh, that's a really boring sermon. If that's not there, then it gets a little walky. Yeah. Let's try it. Just right on.
Wait, let me do that again.
Yeah. So like Count Dracula. Oh no. Oh.
O Isis und Osiris schenket.
Good. And that brought up another point that I didn't check off the list was breath choices. Yeah, we can find some better places for you to breathe. So you don't want to sing all of that Osiris and then go Shenket, right? So you want to try to get all the way through Shenket and then take your first breath. Or Oisis und Osiris Shenket. Yeah, so there's your catch breath if you want it, is before the first und. Yeah, try that for me. Okay, good. So I heard a little bit of ho and he, right? So you want to feel like you're breathing in the sound, that you're still inhaling, right?
Okay.
Like you yawn, say, oh, Isis.
Right, okay.
Speak that for me. Say, oh, Isis.
Okay.
Say that for me.
Or sing it, or you said sing it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just speak it.
Okay. O Isis.
That's right. Now it's like the Count Dracula, and we get the vibrato. Oh, Isis. Yeah? Speak
Right.
Be good.
O Isis.
Exactly. That's a great sound. Now sing on those pitches. Speak that sound.
O.
Oh.
O Isis und Osiris schenket
And notice that. Very good. Let's celebrate that moment. You sang the whole phrase, and you didn't breathe before Schenket. Fantastisch. Yeah. Sehr gut. You got an applause thing from the audience. Yay. Now let's go on to Der Weisheit Geist, and then take a breath after Geist. So you're ready for the last little bit. Or when you work on it more, you can try that on one breath as well. Although that recording you had was pretty slow.
Right. Yeah, I felt it was a little slow.
Yeah. Take it from Der Weiss. Count Dracula. He's already there all the time.
Okay.
Der Weiss.
Der Weisheit Geist, dem neuen Part. Der
Okay.
cat.
Okay. There's another one. You can't do that, right?
Right,
Um,
I have to find a place to breathe there.
Right. And I think in general, the tempo, we just want to keep it moving, you know. Yeah. Uh, so you don't want to get stuck on any note. Everything is like the last singer, I had her pulse the one sustained note and give it rhythm. So feel a sense of undulation, maybe subpulse in the body and the throat a little bit. Yeah. Let's try it
Okay.
from D. Let's see, where can we breathe? If you're gonna breathe, if you need a breath, it needs to be before Schritte lenket. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go for that.
Dir der Wande Schritte
Okay,
lenket.
good. Now that was a beautifully pronounced shadow vowel on the lenket, right? So we don't want a shadow vowel. We want you to pronounce just the consonant. Lenket. Yeah.
Okay.
Sing that for me. Just lenket.
Lenket.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Did you
Yes.
hear that you went
Lenket.
Exactly. So think that all of the consonants are parlando, they're spoken, and then the vowels get your sung pitch.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's keep going because the time's going fast. Now, stärkt mit Geduld. Yeah.
Stärkt mit
Stärkt
Geduld.
mit Geduld. Right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was at the wrong one. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Now, use your Anchorman speaking voice that you say so well. Use that as kind of your starting point down here.
Okay.
Stärkt. Give me a nice T on kt. Stärkt.
Stärkt mit Geduld sin Gefahr.
Okay, good. After Geduld, that was great. When you sing Z, can you connect that rather than Z?
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Because the way that it's not that going Z he is wrong, it's the way you're doing it is getting into the hot air. And we want, if you intentionally do an aspirate, we want it to be in a cooler space. Like when you go, yeah, do that. Put your hand up here and go, like you're cooling, you've got some hot tea. And you feel that air is cool?
Yes.
Yeah. Now go, that's hot air. You don't want to sing there. That's an open sound, right?
Right.
Right? So let's go back to stärkt mir Geduld. For the purpose of legato. Z.
Okay.
Right there.
Stärkt mit Geduld sin Gefahr.
Good. Now sing Gefahr. You sang Gefahr, straight tone far. Gefahr.
Gefahr.
Fantastic. That's fantastic sound. That's what you need to sing. My trademark for my t-shirt is legato con vibrato. Those three words, that's your default position for everything you sing. Even the coloratura, even on Iris Hence Away. Right?
Okay.
Fast stuff, slow stuff, your default is to move with the pull that you're feeling that sometimes loses the vibrato, but you want it to vibrate. Yeah? Let's do this last phrase because I'm given the signal that it's time. So stärkt mit Geduld sin. All of this, vibrate on every note.
Stärkt mit Geduld in Gefahr. I caught myself doing that. I caught myself.
Yeah, and as soon as you hear these things, then you have the ability to correct it.
Absolutely.
All right, no extra charge for the shadow concert.
Thank you, thank
right?
you.
Okay, well done. If you can establish that, that's going to take your singing to a dramatically higher level. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes. Congratulations. Good to hear
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations, Tim. If
Thank
you
you.
are ready for our next singer, Alexandra or Tiara, you can unmute yourself and begin.
Yeah, I think I can go next. Let me turn on. Hello.
Hi, Tiara. Nice to
Hi.
see you.
Nice to meet you too.
Tell me about
So
you.
I'm a 15-year-old soprano, and I'm majoring in vocal performance at UC Davis, and I'm a junior there. In fact, I just finished my junior recital,
Congratulations.
and I'm studying under Mr. Jonathan Nadell, who I believe he studied at the New England Conservatory, like, I don't know, like 20 years ago or something. So,
Oh,
so that's
great.
my little connection there. So,
Ah,
and I will be singing "À présent rêve" by Gabrielle Fauré,
okay.
which is about a dream of a lost lover and longing for the night to return to continue blissfully dreaming of the lover. And I
Wonderful.
have, go ahead.
Go ahead. I said wonderful.
Yeah. And I have my accompaniment here.
I'll mute myself and I look forward to hearing you.
Dans un sommeil que je rêve l'image, je rêvais le bonheur par le mirage. Tes yeux étaient plus doux, ta voix pure et sonore. Tu rayonnais comme un ciel éclairé par l'aurore. Tu m'appelais et je quittais la terre pour m'enfuir avec toi vers la lumière. Les siens pour nous entreraient leurs splendeurs inconnues, lunes divines entre vous. Hélas, hélas, triste mensonge, je t'appelle en nuit, rabat tes mensonges. Reviens,
Lovely, Tiara. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yes, can you just take a moment and check to make sure your original sound is on?
Yes. It is now.
Okay, great. So the good news is the only thing that disappeared was the piano,
Mhm.
right? So I could hear you, but yeah,
Okay.
and it's kind of sad that I know that because it's from trial and error from 15 months of doing this online.
I
But
know.
very good. I love your background,
Thank you.
and
I know.
it's a great place to sing a song like that.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's wonderful. Your French is really pretty good. Pretty
Thank
good.
you.
I mean, there are a couple of kind of nuts and bolts things about French
Yeah.
that they just need to go a little farther.
Mhm.
And the sound U, you're not quite getting all the way there. It's everywhere.
Mhm.
Like entrevoir nu. So you say
Nu.
right. So that was perfect. You say an
Mhm.
E with your tongue, and you sing through the shape of an U.
Mhm.
U. U. Say that
Nu.
for me. No, that sounds like nu. I want U. Say a
Nu.
real yeah.
Nu.
So say U.
U.
Now hold your mouth in that position in the oo and say oo, and then with your tongue say e without changing the shape. So you're going to
U.
go oo e.
U.
Exactly, exactly. So you have that on lumière, right?
Mhm.
Um, uh, also, there was one word where the other thing is the muted consonants that happen before a nasal vowel. One of them was voiced. Splendor. That's hard.
Splendor.
That's yeah. Splendor. No. Splendor.
Splendor.
No. So you're still making the N as you travel to the D. It's very, very
Mhm.
subtle.
Mhm.
Splendor.
Splendor.
Yeah, you hear it? You're actually stopping on the N sound to prep the D. So it's en de, en de. Do that?
En de. En.
En de.
En.
Good. Do it
En
again.
de.
Yeah, exactly.
Splendor.
Exactly. Yeah. Splendor.
Splendor.
Ah, there it came back a little bit.
Yeah.
Try again.
S-
Splendor.
So let's see.
Splendor.
Splendor.
There, that was it.
Mhm.
And then also entrevue, that one, that N was also voiced.
Mhm.
Right?
En. En.
So yeah, so these things are they're kind of the nuts and bolts
Yeah.
of it. And then some of your O vowels need to be more closed, not open like songe,
Mhm.
oh, really close that sound. And then the word nuit, that's a tricky one. So that diphthong is not ooey, but it's ui, right? So it's that connu, that's that shape. It's
Mhm.
ui, right? So
Nuit.
can you say nuit?
Nuit.
Perfect. Very good. That's very good. Um, on the last word, mystérieux, that vowel can be a little bit more OE instead of it was a
Mhm.
little, yeah, just
Mystérieux.
yeah.
Mystérieuse.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, great. That's the language stuff. You're singing with a lovely countenance when you're telling the story. Yeah, you have a
Mhm.
wonderful expression on your face. And you're singing legato. We
Mhm.
just have to add the other two words, con vibrato, right?
Mhm.
Legato con vibrato. Now, I know that it can be stylish to sing with some straight tone in French music, but you want to avoid as much as you possibly can because I sense that your tendency is to not release the vibrato as much as you would in general. Can we go through this a little bit
Yeah.
where your whole purpose is maybe we'll get some of those consonants and those vowel shapes a little bit more finalized, but more than anything else is to hear yourself vibrate on every note and still connect them.
Mhm.
Dans un sommeil. Yeah?
Mhm.
Can
Yeah,
we
I'll do
try?
it without the accompaniment this time.
Great.
Yeah.
Happen to have the music.
Dans un sommeil
Good.
l'image.
That's already better. Yeah,
Mhm.
if nothing changed more than that, that's fantastic progress in having 15 minutes, yeah, together. Now let's take it just one step further. You've heard me talk about that additional kind of pharyngeal stretch that we need to get in place for us to fully get the spectrum of our voice. Yours needs to be, you need to think a little more vertical inside. Da, and that involves you giving yourself permission to open the jaw a little bit more on some of these vowels. So for example, da, za, so, me, que, charme, yeah? Instead of holding it laterally a little bit. Can you try that for me? Okay, so that gets an applause one for me. That was great.
Thank you.
That's great. So that makes a big difference already in your sound. And believe it or not, in your study, my hope for you is that you will develop that even more and buy into it. Because the stretch, the pharyngeal stretch is our superpower. If we get there, if we get all the way there, we sound really legit. If we don't, we sound youthful, but a little more childlike, and we could sound like we're singing in other styles of music, right? So you want to vibrate all the time, and you want to sing a bright, focused sound through a dark or warm space, and your space just needs to be a little bit more specific. That was great. Can you go on? Je reviens. Space. Try that again. Exaggerate your space for me just a little bit. Je reviens. Yeah. Good. That's a good exercise spot. Saying, think of the ah vowel, all of this last little phrase as being just a little darker feeling in your throat. Ardent mirage. Can you hear that there's almost like a mixed rounder vowel behind the tongue pronouncing the ah? Try that for me. Ardent. Okay.
Let me try that again.
Yeah, but I'm giving you an applause.
Oh,
that was great.
Thank you.
So now, think, maybe mix the ah vowel when you get to mirage. Think a little bit of ah behind it. Ardent mirage. That's it. Yeah, you're moving it. It's coming very fast. That's great. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I love that sound. I hope you will buy that and keep it and develop and sing everything through that space that you're discovering.
Yeah.
Tes yeux, right there.
Tes yeux étaient
Good. Stop for me. Hang on. Good. Very good. So now, adapt that rounder, warmer space, even down here. Instead of tes yeux, sing tes yeux étaient plus doux. Yeah?
Tes yeux étaient plus doux, ta voix pure et sonore.
Very good. Good. Now let's get plus doux.
Plus doux.
Tes yeux étaient plus. It's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try it again. That's great. Taller inside.
Tes yeux étaient plus doux, ta voix pure et sonore.
Yep. Good. Now, good. So take a chance here, and so you're in a good position. You're like that, right? Open your mouth there. Take a chance on re. Re on re.
Comme un ciel éclairé par l'aurore.
Good. Can you loro? Can you close the O a little bit more?
L'aurore.
Yeah. Beautiful color.
Thank you.
Let's keep going.
Tu m'as
good. I'm going to keep pulling you out of your comfort zone and ask you to open more vertically. My teacher taught me that for an ah vowel, you should be able to fit 2 fingers vertically, right? And I want you to try to sing more of these shapes through that space because it's changing the space that you're giving me in the back, which is what I'm going for. That's the only reason I'm asking you to do that. So back to tu m'appelais, right there. You open on that. Yeah. Do that again. Your body's gonna fight it because you're used to doing it this way. Yeah, but that was great. Do it again. Tu m'appelais, and just open your mouth like it's a big ah vowel, right there. Oh, yeah. Now open terra. Now think less correct ta, but ta, a little bit of behind that. Ta. Right. So that's putting a dome on your sound rather than thinking of your sound as lateral. You want your sound to be vertical in terms of the column that you make, and but we stretch at a diagonal this way to get the voice out in front. You've got plenty of bright sound. We just have to stretch this dome to keep the color developed around it. It's wonderful. Pour m'enfuir, right there.
Pour m'enfuir avec toi vers la lumière. Les cieux pour nous entreraient leurs nuages.
Try that again. Entrouvre leur nuit. So it looks like ooh if we took a picture of you, but you're saying E through it. Good. Now take it from. Good.
So I can start from
les cieux.
Les cieux.
Yes.
Les cieux pour nous entreraient leurs nuages.
Now take a chance down here. Treat the bottom of your voice the way you would treat your passaggio and give it space on this open vowel. Splendors. Yeah?
Splendeurs inconnues.
Good.
Lueurs divines entre vous.
Vue. There's another E through the U shape. Entrevue. Good. Now, here we go. We have Elos. So you want to sing L-A-W up there. Elos. Give that a try. Good. Keep going.
Elos, triste
Same thing here. Je ta space. Pearl. Right there.
Je t'appelle nuit, matin, sage.
Good. Now, that one more time. We're at time, but I want you to have a chance to go. Radio. If we took a picture, that might look like a big O. Give it a try. Drop the jaw. You're trying to protect it. Radio. Okay, audience out there, did y'all like that better? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, I got a shaking head there. Yes, that was better. Radio. Sing it one more time and we'll finish. Exactly. So for you, young lady, if you will tap into a little bit more vertical release,
Mhm.
you create a bigger column inside, and you sing legato con vibrato all the time. That made a big difference in your sound. You just got
Mhm.
to start letting this go a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Great to hear you. Enjoy the view.
Thank you.
Great job.
All right, so now it's time for our last singer. So Alexandra, are you ready?
Yes, thank you. So my name is Alexandra Beecher, and I am a 17-year-old junior at K-12 Private Academy. I will sing The Black Swan from the opera The Medium. And this song has a dark story behind it. I don't know the opera super well, but I believe it's about a character who is abandoned by her fiance and
Okay.
then has either a miscarriage or some sort of
Bad stuff.
abortion.
Yeah, bad stuff happening. Yeah. Tell me again what grade you will be in the fall?
12th grade.
12th grade. Okay. All right. All right. So let's hear you. Ah, there you are. We get to see the face and everything. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
The sun has fallen and it lies in blood. The moon is weaving bandages of gold. Oh, black swan, where is my lover gone? Torn and tattered is my bridal gown, and my love is lost, and my love is lost. Silver needles and with silver thread, the stars stitch a shroud for the dying sun. Oh, black swan, where was my lover gone? I had given him a kiss of fire, and a golden ring, and a golden ring. Don't you hear your lover moan? Eyes of glass and feet of stone, shells for teeth and weeds for tongue. Deep, deep down in the river's bed is looking for the ring. Eyes wide open, never sleep, is looking for the ring, looking for the ring. Spools unravel and the needles break. The sun is buried and the stars weep. Oh, black wave, oh, black wave, take me away with you. I will share with you my golden hair, and my bridal crown, and my bridal crown. Oh, take me down with you, take me down to my wandering lover, with my child unborn, with my child unborn.
Okay. Very nice. Very good. Yeah. How did that feel?
I I was a little nervous. Since
Yeah,
it was
I'm a little nervous too. That's okay.
it mostly felt good though.
Good. Yeah, it sounded good. I thought once you kind of got less nervous about the 2/3 the way through that last part, I felt like you dug in a little bit more. You got a little bit more expression in your face, you know, of telling the story. And so, yeah, we just want to take that further. Yeah, and my big bullet point for you is to have fun, is to really just have fun with your performance. And you know, you've practiced it, you know it, and it's memorized, all that good stuff. And now when you get to the performance, you just want to sing. You just tell the story. Don't worry about technique, you know, when it's the actual performance, because it should happen automatically from your muscle memory. Yeah. Um, One of the things, you know, because we've all been cooped up for 15 months and we practice indoors and we sing to screens and all that stuff, is we got to get audition ready. And so one of the things you need to get away from is something that you're probably doing while you're practicing, and that is you're conducting yourself, you're keeping time, right? And so you'll have to kind of let that go. So one thing we could do is distract the hands with something else to do. Um, and I noticed too, and part of it's probably totally just due to being nervous initially, is that as you were singing, your eyes were changing, they were going different places, right? And so you want to, that's not usually what happens when we're talking, you know, I don't, you want to kind of, I have an idea, and then my thought progresses over here, and maybe it goes over here, but the voice kind of goes where our eyes go. So you want everything to be releasing out this way. So if you want your voice to go over here, then we're going to turn over here, right? And rather than just the eyes moving around. So I want to try something with you. I want to go back. Can you hear the track okay on your phone?
Yes.
Okay, good. So what I want you to do is we're gonna start it again, and I don't have the music in front of me for this one, but I'd like to ask you to, once you start it, just kind of quickly put it down so you're not having to hold the phone. And I want you to cross your arms, and then you'll feel a lot more awareness of your lower back and your lungs, because they're back here, right? So I want you to sing for a few phrases, and I might stop you. But I also want you to do that with your eyes closed, like this.
Okay.
Okay, give that a try.
It's going
And
to
you
start.
just think about the story you're telling and just kind of feel your body, take a breath for the thought that you're about to say. Yeah,
Yes.
great. Now fold your arms, close your eyes.
The sun has fallen and it lies in blood. The moon is weaving bandages of gold. Oh, black swan, where are you? Has my lover gone? Torn and tattered is my bridal gown, and my love is lost, and my love is
Good. Can you hear me? Good. Stop it, and we'll turn the track back to the beginning, because we'll go back and do that much again in a second. How did that feel to you?
It mostly felt good. Oops. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
I must have started again.
Yeah, no problem. It
What I
mostly
besides,
felt good.
but it mostly felt good. I think that on the high notes when I sing,
Yes,
it started to feel a bit strained.
exactly. So I want to invite you to do the same thing that the previous singer I invited them to do, and that was to open more, right? Where, oh, where? Yeah, you have to give it more space. The higher we go, the more the tube has to lengthen, right? And so we're going to do it with our eyes closed again. So give yourself the opportunity every time you have an ah, or when you're rising, just drop that jaw more and see what that does for you, okay? Good. Let's do it again.
The sun has fallen and it lies in blood. The moon is weaving bandages of gold.
Yes.
Oh, black swan, where
Good, 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 good. Let's get that where, oh, where, because the first one right before that was great. And I could even though your eyes were closed, I could see that you acknowledged and felt that how that released, right? So we have to sing all of the vowels through that same shape once we get up to the higher part of our voice, right? So you're going to just sing for me, where, oh, where. And if we took a picture of you, it would look like an ah vowel or an o vowel. Yeah, right there. Okay, good. So this is what your mouth looked like. Where instead of where. Yeah. Try that again. Exaggerate it for me, okay? There you go. There you go. I rest my case. Yeah, that's great. So you just want to tap into that more. All we're talking about for most of us in this hour is to tap into and finding how much is enough pharyngeal stretch, laryngeal tilt and pharyngeal stretch, right? How far do we go into that concept of starting and progressing a yawn through a phrase, right? And most people don't do it enough. And so you have to exaggerate any concept for your muscles to give way. But once you've got it and you've learned it, it's actually quite subtle, but it's real easy. I mean, it's not taxing for me to go, where, oh, where. It's not hard, but if I don't get that initial, set up, then it's just not coordinated, right? The blend doesn't happen. And so you lose the bottom of the voice and everything is a little too light, yeah? But that was great the way you stretched up there. Let's see, did we rewind or can we pick up right where you left off and keep going?
Sure. From the where oh where?
Sure, wherever the track stopped.
Okay. Torn and tattered is my bridal gown, and my lamb is lost, and my lamb is lost.
Yes. Keep going.
Silver needles and with silver thread, the stars stitch a shroud for the dying
Yes.
song.
Yes.
Oh, black swan,
Yeah.
where
Open.
is my lover gone?
Keep opening. Yeah.
Should I stop?
Yeah, no, sorry. It's easier to stop when we're in person. Yeah, so that last one, da, 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 you didn't release as much, but all the others you were opening, it looked great and it sounded great. Can you just pick up with that? And I'll let you sing with your eyes open so you can see me go and give you visual reminders. Yeah? So just start the take.
Should I keep my arms crossed?
Sure, that's actually good. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thanks for asking.
Oh, black swan, where is my lover gone? I had given him a kiss of fire, and a golden ring, and a golden ring. Oh, oops, sorry, I
It's
got.
okay. Keep going. Just jump in.
Eyes of glass and feet of stone, shells for teeth and
Okay. Very good. So tell me, how did that feel, Alexander?
Um, it's actually easier and I feel less strained when I sing with my mouth so open.
Okay. That's great. That's a great explanation. I was just hoping it felt better, and that's it. Yeah. So singing in space is what we all need to do, right? Now, for everybody that was watching her, you will see that in order to get her to release, first she bought into it, and then we often need to exaggerate. And there were places where she over opened and it was a little hyper functioning, but that was okay. But the most important part was her releasing the jaw to go up into the higher range, which we have to do that. And so the mechanism, we want to create a sameness with this yawn-like column, but that sameness is constantly adjusting, and it's depending on where you are in your registration. And you did a great job of that. So congratulations. It was great to hear you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure
Yes,
to work
my
with you.
pleasure. Now, that was our last singer. Thank you, all four of you who were courageous enough to sing in this format. I hope that what I offered you today was helpful, and then you kind of take that and you take it in the practice room and try to duplicate some of those things, and then they settle down and they go into your next Zoom update. You know, when it's time, once you've practiced it enough. Do we have a little time, Justin? Just if
Yes,
people want to ask me questions about anything
absolutely.
that I've said so far, or they want to know anything about me or the business or NEC. By the way, this is Jordan Hall behind me, our concert hall.
Absolutely. We do have a few minutes for that. So if anybody has questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask. All right, I see Anthony has raised
Chocolate,
his
yeah.
hand, so you can go ahead and speak, and then we'll have Alexandra after.
Okay.
Thank you. I was just wondering if you had any suggestions for, as a voice teacher myself, um, for singers who sing, young singers who sing mainly with straight tone and haven't really learned to incorporate their vibrato or discover what that vibrato feels like. I have a couple of students who, even after a year or so, or a year and a half, have trouble connecting or releasing their vibrato.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Anthony. Of course, there is no trick exercise. There's it's it's very tough to loosen up, and some people are able to do it. You know, they've not gotten the same kind of modeling in culturally that we got or I got when I was young. You know, when I was a little kid, the first person I sang along with was Barbara Streisand, and so I imitated her. And she would sing a straight high note, and then on the 5/7, and then she would release the vibrato, and I just learned how to do it. But we were also taught we weren't singing pop styles in our music in elementary and junior high, and um, so I don't, the lip trill is a great way to set up both the support in a gentle way and to teach them how to move up and down their voice, and if they're able to accomplish that, you have a fighting chance. You want the tone in a lip trill to always be a light tone, like you're going but you want to make sure that there's a difference between going and yeah. The second, the air stays constant. The first, I allowed the air to blow into the sound, and you heard that abrupt change, and that happens in our singing. And straight tone usually happens from just not releasing, but even more so from everybody trying to push their sound out. And so they push more air than we need, and that's what causes the sound to lose the vibrato altogether, or for the vibrato to get affected. It also causes us to either go sharp or go flat. Um, so how old are these students that you were referring to, Anthony? Are they
Uh,
pre-puberty or post?
Well, when I say young singers, I mean, I have some that are 17, 18, 19 years old, but then I also have some, who are just young at traditional singing, so maybe 50 years old, but yet
Mm,
singing their whole life. And I think
right.
you bring up a great point about kind of imitating a sound
Yeah,
or not imitating a certain sound.
imitate an opera singer. You know, they have an idea of what an opera singer says. Just imitate an opera singer. And they go, oh, go, well, there's your vibrato, right? Now you just let that go. One thing, I had a student in Oklahoma that was a BFA major, and he sang barbershop all the time. And I was the new faculty, and they gave him to me, and he didn't want to sing with vibrato. And we said, you have to sing with vibrato if you want to pass your recital. You have to be able to do that. And so I got him to like shake his leg, I got him to actually sing a pulse like I did with some of the earlier singers today, where they're on a sustained pitch and they sing, ah, they keep kind of pulsing the note, and it gets the larynx to release a little bit, and then that can develop into vibrato. That worked with this young man. So, like, for example, if he was singing "Sure on This Shining Night," I would have him literally go, "Sure on this shining night I weep for wonder," that kind of thing. And then that kind of settles in, but it is arduous work. It definitely is, and I've dealt with it too myself. Folks that were wanting to audition for our program, and some are able to imitate the change and then get it, and others it's just really difficult. But for them to listen and immerse themselves in those operatic vibrating sounds can only help too. I hope that answered the question. Is
Yeah, thank you very much.
yeah. Sorry that I don't have something more than that. Yeah, Tim.
May we have your contact email or
Yeah, sure. It's you can write me at bwtenor@gmail.
bwtenor@gmail?
Gmail. That's my personal one. Or bradley.williams@necmusic.edu. Yeah, sure. Any other questions?
I just had a question about what we were talking about earlier. I
Mhm.
noticed that you said earlier that sometimes I over opened. And I was just wondering, how can I find a balance between not opening enough and
Exactly.
over opening?
Exactly. So the places that you over opened a bit were just in your middle range, wherever the melody was down in the middle part of the staff or lower. And some of those places you opened just enough, but you were thinking about it, and so the places that you really want to make sure you open the right amount without pressing the jaw down with pressure, right? So you just got to find that. But that's mainly meant for going up higher. Yeah, and that worked beautifully when you went up. Where has my lover gone? It was very good. And the last, I forgot. Da 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 unborn up there. That was great. That was great. Yeah. And then, like I was just saying about kind of having a buoyancy or having the note have a rhythmic undulation, you could sing that unborn. You could have a little bit of rhythm in the throat, and it keeps it from holding, because we tend to go up to high notes and we check it out, and when we're grading it, where we have a little hold here, or the base of the tongue could flex a little bit, and then it affects the vibrato. Suddenly it gets a little less vibrato. So you want to sing it because it's continuing. So you just sing it like 3 or 4 times, the same note. Ah, right? And what happens 95% of the time when I ask singers to do that, I exaggerate so they can hear the actual pulse. Almost nobody actually makes a pulse, but what they sing is this wonderful, vibrating, um, free sound that has life all the way to the end of the note. And so that would help, pulsing the subdivision of whatever piece you're doing, whether it's duple or triple meter. Yeah.
So
All right,
much.
so that's all we have time for, but thank you so much to Bradley Williams for your time. And I did put his emails in the chat at the request of Tim. And so you all can see those there. But congratulations again to all of our singers, to Tim, Alexandra, to Tiara, and Natalie. Congratulations again on wonderful performances. And again, as always, we are so appreciative of your time, Mr. Bradley Williams.
And
Very-
Justin,
it means a
yeah.
lot.
Thank you, Justin. You managed the room very well. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope that you guys will stick around. We have our next session actually coming up in just a few minutes. And so remember, we also have our main stage masterclass tonight with Carol Vaness. And tomorrow we have our final rounds. Be on the lookout for that announcement of the list of the final singers. There were so many singers this year, so I think the judging went over just a little bit, but the announcement will be out.
Great.
Guys.
All right. Thank you all. It's good to meet you all and hear you. Good luck. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.